For Work Together 3.4, we are going to be proving and ruling a journal. So we're kind of adding a few more steps to this problem, then we're going to go through a new step for us completely. So directions number 1 say to journalize the transactions for April 23rd and 27th. Then we're going to prove and rule page 1 of the journal. Carry the column totals forward to page 2 of the journal. Alright, so our first date is on April 23rd. We sold services on account to Rohe for $375 S2. The asset account accounts receivable Rohe increases by a debit $375, while the revenue account sales increases by a credit of $375. So first things first, our title here is going to be accounts receivable Rohe. We are sales crediting and general debiting. All right, the last step for this transaction is we need our document number of S2. All right, on the 27th, we paid cash to owner for personal use $500, C7. Norm Derner, so first things first, 27th, Norm Derner is our owner. We are taking money out, so we're going to use a drawing account. We took $500 out for personal use, so we know that our cash is being credited. So we're going to, right here, $500, and that must mean we have a general debit. Last step for this transaction is our C7, our document number. All right, so now it's a new thing for us. We need to prove and rule page 1 of the journal. So here we are. We're going to put the last date we used, which was the 27th. We're going to use the words carried forward. Now what we need to do is we need to add up all of our columns. So we're going to go through and add 375 plus 500 plus 300 plus 250 and so on all the way down the list. Once you get that number, we should have 4958. Next column, we add our credit, our 1,500 plus our 500 plus our 255 gives us 2255. Add our sales credit column, add those three numbers together, we get 3385. So we're just continuing across. We're adding up our column totals right now. Our cash debit column total is going to be 4255. So what I did to get that number was I took my 1,500 plus my 2,500 plus my 255 to get that. In my last one, I'm going to put 3573. Same thing, I went through and added up all my credits for that column, and I have that number. All right, we're going to put a check mark here to finish out that line, and we're going to scroll down a little bit here. All right, so now we can see the main screen again. So it says to prove page 1 of the journal. So this is where our next step comes in. I'll go a little bit higher there. Our general debit column totals come from right here. This is our general debit column. So we're going to put 4958. Our general credit column totals comes from right here, our 2255. If you look at the top of the journal page, you'll see that it lists out these columns for you. Mine is cut off a little bit, so we're just going to show you where I'm getting them from. Our sales, there is no sales debit column total because we don't use sales debit, we use sales credit. So our sales credit column total is 3385. Our cash debit comes from right here, our 4255. So 4255. And our last one, our credit column from cash credit comes from 3573. All right, so now you have that. I'm going to scroll up a little bit more so we can see the bottom of this here. Now, we're told to get the totals. So I'm going to take my 4958 and add it to 4255, which gives me 9213. Same thing, add up these three numbers this time. In order for us to prove and rule it, it means that these numbers do match. Now you can see my debits totals equal my credit totals. So my accounting equation, my problem, everything is in check for right now. Now here comes the problem of, say this number was off by $100. I would need to go back up and check my math first thing because a lot of times you might have put a number wrong in the calculator. So first things first, if your numbers do not match, check your math again. Go through and re-add each and every column and verify that they're the same. All right, so we've done proving and ruling page 1 of the journal. Now we're going to continue on to the next direction, which says use page 2 of the journal to journalize the rest of the transactions for April. As you can see, here's journal page number 2 in this far right corner where I'm at. All right, so first things first, we got to bring down the numbers from the beginning, from the last journal, April 27th. Reason they do this is you don't have to flip back and forth. Imagine this is on paper and you're doing a front page and a back page. Flipping it back and forth takes a lot of time, so this is going to reduce some of that time spent. This time, you're using the words brought forward, and we're doing exactly what it says. We're bringing those numbers straight down our sheet. So 4958, right down the list. 2255, 3385, 4255, and 3573. Now I can continue on with my journalizing. So I left off on journalizing on transaction April 29th. I received cash on account from Al Rohe, $300, R3. So the 29th, 29 there. Accounts receivable, Al Rohe, make sure you set receivable, not payable. I have the asset account cash increases by a debit for $300, while the asset account accounts receivable, Al Rohe, decreases by a credit of $300. So there's my credit and my debit for that transaction. Last thing I'm missing is my document number, which gave me the directions was R3. And next we have on April 30th, we received cash from sales, $544. Document number is T30. The asset account cash is increased by a debit of $544, while the revenue account sales is increased by a credit of $544. So date is the 30th. My account title is going to be a check mark because it is sales credit, so I know I'm affecting my sales credit here for $544, and my cash debit. I have my credit already, so now I have my debit, so now they match up and they're fine. We're going to put our check mark and post draft. What this means is that those are going to be credited or debited to their column totals, not individual accounts. All right, now all the transactions are journalized. We need to add up the columns again and get our totals. This time we're going to use the date of April 30th. My word and my account title is going to be totals, because I am doing the totals now. We're going to go here and fill them in. So we just bring down 4958. Add that, we get 2555. Add it up. We now have 3929. Add those three numbers up, we get 5099. And lastly, 3573. Now the same thing we did earlier. We're going to scroll down to approve and rule page 2 of the journal. Hopefully there we go. So general debit column totals. General debit column totals is 4958. General credit column totals is 2555. One more 5 in there. Sales, there's no sales debit, only sales credit. So we put 3929. Cash debit is 5099 and 3573. I'm going to take and add 4958 plus 5099, which gives me $10,057. Add these three up this time, gives me $10,057. So we can see that our account columns, our debit and credit columns, do match, so we are still in balance. Now, say something was wrong here. Would I have to go back to page 1 and redo all my numbers? No, because I know that page 1 proved and ruled, so I would know my error came in page number 2. All right, now the last thing we have to do, which is a new concept for us again, is that we need to prove cash. So way down here at the bottom of the page, we're going to see it says cash on hand at the beginning of the month. It doesn't tell me in the direction. It says the beginning cash balance on April 1st is 0, so that is a 0 there. Plus total cash received during the month. I would need to go to my cash debit column total. So if I looked up top, I would get 5099. So continuing on, we'd have 5099. Add these two up, gives me 5099. Less total cash paid during the month. So that's the money that I spent during the month. That is also my cash credit number, 3573, taken from up top. Journal page number 2, cash credit, column total, equals, so I take my total, 5099 minus 3573, gives me a total of 1526. And the checkbook balance in my directions tells me that the unused check stub is 1526. So we know that we did all the transaction right because our numbers down here match. Now 3.4 has several new concepts for you, so take your time, check and see where the numbers come from, and make sure you do your math. And good luck and try the 3.4 on your own.